Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the NY Gear Review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the HyperLamina Spark Sleeping Bag from Mountain Hardwear. Alright, so let's get into some of the specifications for this sleeping bag. This bag is a mummy style sleeping bag. It's coming in at 737 grams or 1 pound 10 ounces. So it's very lightweight. And for the face fabric on this sleeping bag, we have a 22 denier tactile nylon dobby, which I don't know what that means. The insulation on this bag is a synthetic fill insulation called Thermal Q. That's just Mountain Hardwear's branding for the type of insulation that they're using in this bag. It has pretty great compressibility as well as maintains a pretty decent loft. The bag does feature a number 5 half-length zipper with dual zipper sliders. We do have this comfort foot box at the bottom of the sleeping bag to allow for a natural position for your feet. And what Mountain Hardwear has done with the seams on this sleeping bag, as they've begun to do with their down jackets, is have this welded seam. So there's no stitching throughout the bag, but instead, as you can see here, this welded portion that keeps the synthetic insulation in place, maximizes loft. The comfort rating of this bag is 41 degrees Fahrenheit, with a lower limit of 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Something else that I wanted to touch on with this sleeping bag is the temperature or lower limit rating that Mountain Hardwear gives it. So on the sleeping bag itself, it's rated at a 32 degree lower limit rating. However, on the website, it's rated at 35 degrees. So I'm still not clear as to whether or not the lower limit rating for this bag is 32 degrees or 35 degrees. And then for the application of this sleeping bag, Mountain Hardwear claims that it's intended for alpine climbing. It depends on when you're doing this alpine climbing. If you're doing it in the dead of summer, then I suppose, yeah, that's a good purpose. But generally speaking, if you're doing these high alpine climbs, you're going to be doing a lot of elevation, and once you do a lot of elevation, the temperatures are bound to drop. Having said that, this bag is great for through hiking and backpacking and is a pretty versatile sleeping bag. Something important that we should touch on is the center zipper, which I'm not exactly sure how I feel about quite yet. But let's break it down. So I do love the idea of a center zip on a sleeping bag. It maximizes the amount of air retention. You know, you're not gonna have that warm air escaping through a zipper, even if you do have an insulated flap that's protecting it. However, one thing I will say is that this is sort of a summer sleeping bag. So, you know, if you're getting warm in the middle of the night, you're not gonna have that functionality of a full zip sleeping bag, where you can sort of poke your leg out at any point or add ventilation to your feet and legs. I think I would prefer the center half zip on a winter sleeping bag, something that's going to be geared more towards cold weather and winter months. However, I don't mind it on this summer shoulder season sleeping bag, but it's something that you're going to need to work around if you're trying to get some ventilation to your feet and legs. Let's talk about some of the things that I love about this sleeping bag. First off, I really love the weight. Like I said before, 1 pound 10 ounces, so it's just a super lightweight sleeping bag, especially for a synthetic, you know, and the warmth of this bag being 35 degrees, 32 degrees, it's pretty great. So thumbs up on the weight, Mountain Hardwear. Additionally, something else that I love about this bag is the pack size. This bag packs down super small. As you can see here, it's just a really tight package. All right, so let's talk about some of the things that I don't love about this sleeping bag. The first being that it is not that warm. Once you go below 45 degrees, it's gonna start getting nippy and you're gonna have to layer up. I won't be taking this bag on too many trips with me where I expect the temperature to drop below 40 during the night. Something else that I don't love about this bag is the zipper snag frequency. And what I mean by that is just that, you know, this bag tends to catch a lot of zipper snags in the middle of the night, whether I'm zipping it up, zipping it down. I tend to get it caught on this interior fabric quite frequently. It's not something that's gonna make me like the bag any less. It's just something that I thought was worth mentioning in this review. Okay guys, thanks so much for stopping by. That was the HyperLamina Spark Sleeping Bag from Mountain Hardwear. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time for more reviews.